welcome back to UKSG Summer 2021. We have our final run of day one ready to go for you. I'd like to introduce you all to Solid Snake. Take it away.
Hi guys, my name's SolidSnake. I'm a Metal Gear Solid and Resident Evil speedrunner. Pleasure to be on this event. I'm over the moon and I hope you enjoy MGS2. I'll try not to die too much.
And my name is Half-Baked Snake. I'm here to do some commentating for my good friend Solid Snake. Take it away, buddy, with the run.
Just to explain the boxes behind me, because I see it's been mentioned already, it's not because I'm trying to be Solid Snake, it is because I'm in the middle of a house move. Although it kind of fits with Solid Snake, right?
The cardboard box does him well, doesn't he?
Okay, so just to explain why we load game as well, so I think it's quite interesting to explain this strat. So there's a bit in Raiden's part where if you play a new game, you can't skip those cutscenes and it adds to your time by about a minute, maybe 2 minutes. So that's why we do the load game as if to say new game plus. But when you load a game, you can skip those scenes, so it's a big time save there.
Yeah, it's basically the parts where Peter Stillman explains you about bomb defusing, and in New Game Plus you can just skip that, so it saves a lot of time. So you always go for a New Game Plus on speedruns.
Okay, so we'll do the timer. So in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let me start off by saying this game has a lot of cutscene skipping, especially in HD collection. HD collection, you have to mash for for cutscenes and for codec calls. On PC version, turbo is allowed, but
we need to.
As we're playing HD edition now, you're gonna see Snake do a lot of mashing and holding buttons to go through the cutscenes. We started off as Snake now, and we're just gonna get shot here by the guard on purpose, get in the door, and go in the door just before the alert triggers, so he doesn't take the alert with him. Because when you play this game on normal difficulty, you take alerts with you, so you always wanna, get through doors before like the sequence of the alerts starts. That means a guard radios it in or whatever.
That was not a good start. Oh damn.
And yeah, exactly what just happened. That's what you don't want to happen. The guards kick you. That's indeed a bit bad, but yeah,
it's fine.
It is what it is.
Marathon luck and all, you know.
Well, what you saw Solid Snake do there on the stairs, he did like a little roll just before he went into like the next area transition. That speeds up like your movement going into a next area, so it saves a couple of frames. Now we're coming up to Olga, and Olga can have like 2 patterns: right side Olga and left side Olga. We got left side Olga at this moment, and that basically means you can one-side with her. Let's see.
I've been with the unit since I was born. I grew up on the battlefield.
You're still in the position to like line up the shot here, so it's good.
Yeah, shoot turn around. Oh, okay. Yeah. There we go.
Nothing else matters to me.
A sketchy fight.
Yeah, it's good. This is a hard fight to get.
You're not stopping us.
Basically, what you want to do in this fight is make sure. You saw the position she was in. She was hiding behind like the covers in the back, and Snake was trying to get headshots off on her. And you want to get like 6 headshots on normal, I think, or 5, something like that.
Yeah, it's about 4.
Yeah.
What? I've never ran on top of that box before. Did not know you could do that.
Basically, what you want to look for with Olga is she got like the exclamation mark above her head once you shoot her, and once that exclamation mark disappears and she like turns her head, that's like your cue for your next shot. So that's a little strat for Olga, and you can actually beat her without having to see a cutscene. Like she does like 2 talking cutscenes, and you can basically skip them both. This is actually a pretty nice hallway, like the deck C hallway. It's always fun to see the hold-ups and like the cameras getting knocked down. It's a big part of this game, like the hold-ups. You can absolutely disorientate like your opponents with it, and create a little time for yourself. So
yeah, this is on normal.
Here, and now we're just going into the engine room. Engine room has a fun strat as well. Basically, he kicks this guy down, and then he falls on top of the other guard, and yeah, now he can come down himself, and he's free to go, basically.
Oh shit! I mean,
not as free as I thought.
No,
basically a little free walk here. You're just gonna make your way up to like top of the engine, make your way into the holds.
That's why you wonder how those guards did not hear his machine gun bullets there at all. They just carried on running like nothing happened.
This was actually pretty funny. I haven't seen this in so long. That they just walk past you like that. That's so good. We usually do a strat. If they come down the stairs like that, the attack team, you can also do like a strat.
All I'll say is that's the sketchiest tanker I've had for a long time.
You can sort of do a strat where you use the attack team rolling against on top of the stairs. So that's pretty good. This was very funny as well. I haven't seen that in a long time.
You are ordered to continue manning your post until that time.
Snake is just gonna trank this guard over here. He's gonna make his way to the end of the hallway, and there's gonna be like a guard with headphones on. So basically, what you're gonna do is just wait for a minute, let him pass, and you can run right past. And there's another guard sleeping here. And he's gonna wake up from time to time, so you don't want to slow down. Like when you start running, you just want to go straight for that hallway because the timing is just right for you to just keep on walking, and that guy will just be asleep when you walk past. Next up is guard rush, and guard rush is it's hard. I think it's a hard one. Basically, what you do, you get out in front and you start mashing here. First guard, that's all. And the second one behind that box, one the headshot. Please spam the other two. And when the other two are dead, you'll see it. There's gonna be 3 guards coming for you. Like that. And Snake, well, did that very well actually. That was pretty good. And you have to like headshot or like make sure they don't come close to you, because if they come close to you, you're absolutely just messed up.
We initiated development of Metal Gear Ray as a countermeasure to these pirated weapons.
We're down in the holds now. And this is where we could do a stair glitch. Snake is going for the normal strat, which doesn't like lose you a lot of time, and it's a lot easier to do. Stair glitch can cost you cost the game to soft lock, so to speak. That's gonna cost time. So I don't advise
At
using
the
it.
moment,
I don't
every
use it a lot
industrialized nation
myself
in the
because I
globe
don't really
knows
like
the
it.
specifications for Metal Gear. Worse yet, so do a number of rogue
Making our way
states.
through the holds, rolling over like
They are all working on
the
deploying
metal
their own
the metal
Metal Gear
grids on the
Force to
floor,
compete
because
with the
yeah, those metal grids will give you
They are
away if you
all
walk
working on
over them.
deploying their own Metal Gear Force to compete with the U.S.'s nuclear strike capability. The world is about to see a swarm of these Metal Gear derivatives.
This part you just wanna like switch the projector.
Some say that the strategic importance of aircraft carriers will
That
be
way
reduced by the
you'll get
completion of
like
Ray. The opposition from
way
the
to go
Navy
to
is
the left because the guards will be looking to the right.
If seeing that cutscene, we would have heard Snake go, Metal Gear.
Yeah,
interference from a
and you
major
hold up
player.
like the two or three guards, and then
But
yeah,
this
you're
project
basically
is
free to go
vital to the
while
Marine Corps.
tranking the last
The
one.
enemy is sometimes closer to home than you think,
Just
gentlemen.
getting a request
Well,
if I can turn myself up a
please
bit,
bear that
because
in mind.
apparently I'm a bit low. So let's see if we can.
This weapon will render all other Metal Gears obsolete. Nations building up their own Metal Gear Force will
Give me one moment, guys.
think twice
Sorry.
about their nuclear strategy in the light of the military dominance spelled out by Ray.
There is a faster way to do the photos, but I've not mastered it yet. But you can actually get like a free, I think it's a free spot, do 4 photos. Or even 2 spot, I think there's actually a 2 spot.
Yeah, you have 3-spot photo and 2-spot photo indeed. 2-spot photo is just like it sounds. You have only 2 positions you need to be in to make 4 photos, and from each spot you'll make 2 photos. It's because of the hitboxes for the photos are pretty close together and they're pretty weird, so they figured out you could just do like 2 photos in one position, and with 3-spot photos, it's 3 locations. It's a bit easier to take the photos, and it's a bit more like vanilla. He's like, there's a computer right there. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. I'm still trying to look if I can turn myself a bit up. I think this is about it. I hope.
I like how there's more question about how the computers in the holes than Metal Gear Ray's just managed to get inside a boat.
Yeah, that is kind of sketchy, isn't it? Let's see. Well, we're a totally different guy all of a sudden, because we're not Solid Snake anymore, as you guys can see. We've turned into a blonde Adonis by the name of Jack, aka Raiden. Well, the first part of this is actually pretty simple. You'll have to like skip a couple of codecs, skip a couple of cutscenes, and after skipping these cutscenes, you're gonna have to go to a node, and the node is basically a computer that activates your radar. So that's the first thing Snake's gonna do now. There's also a little trick in this game, and it allows you to like answer codec calls on the first frame. Like if you know there's a codec call coming from like a sequence like this or a cutscene, whatever, you can hold select. You can just hold select, and the game will always answer the codec call on the first frame. So that's always gonna save some time for like runners that go for top times. This guy's gonna wake up. They're actually both gonna wake up, and the only goal for Snake here is just avoid being seen, wait for the elevator to come down, and just take the elevator up to the roof. So he picks up the ration here, just waits behind the box for a bit. Just waits for the elevator to come, basically. Nothing more to it.
I thought when you were explaining the little trick, I thought you were going to mention the unequipped thing that I just put on.
Oh, yeah, okay. Let's explain that as well. Good point there, Snake. On speed runs, you absolutely want to make sure you have fast unequipped and you have fast previous in this game. And fast previous basically means you can go back to your previous weapon or item with the touch of one button. And You're gonna need that a lot in this run to do hold-ups on guards, to do certain tricks with the coolant spray you get later. I'll get into that as well when we get there. But basically, it's a necessity if you want to speedrun this, because if you're gonna switch to like unequip or none every time you press that button, it's not gonna be helpful for you, because basically you only have one weapon at your disposal with one click of a button. So it's yeah, it becomes a bit harder. Well, we're at strut A now. Strut A is, well, at the beginning it's just basically we run run towards the connecting bridge. Once we get to this connecting bridge, there's gonna be 2 guards on this bridge after he skips this Kodak. Basically what you want to do here is cartwheel past these metal grids, cartwheel into the guard, and make sure you get through the door before he can call in for backup, so you don't get an alert. This room we're gonna get a little cutscene with our good friend Vamp.
We've had a couple of donations come in. Is this a good time to potentially jump in?
Yeah, for sure.
Jack?
This is nothing important. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I said we've had a couple of donations come in. First off, the DM Panda donates $5 and says, "Thanks UKSG for having me again and for supporting such a good cause by providing us with these amazing speedruns. Good luck with the run to HUD, I mean Solid Snake. Money goes to naming the Morrowind character Tiny Tim 78. Thank you, DM Panda." And we've also had $35 from G Mundy, and they say, "The boxes really add to the MGS run. Good luck on the run, Snake."
Oh, thank you so much, guys.
They do really add to it. We left off we're at the PC connecting bridge, if I'm correct. This is nothing much. Snake is just picking up some chaff grenades here for later, because you're gonna need them to get rid of some ciphers or whatnot. Now, this is what we were talking about in the beginning of the game before we started. This is the reason why you want to play on New Game Plus.
There's no
because
need to.
this is a cutscene with Mr. Peter Stillman. He's a bomb disposal guy, and he's basically gonna explain to you how you're supposed to like dispose of these bombs. And now we can just skip through it, and it saves you like up to 2-3 minutes, something like that. I don't know the exact time on it.
People in boxes.
Now we're just gonna make our way towards Strut D. This connecting bridge. Oh yeah, this is where we meet Snake, and we're just gonna mess with Snake a little bit. Snake is gonna run away from us. There's a camera in the next area. Don't want to let the camera spot you. Don't want that alert yet. But we are gonna get an alert in this room. As you saw, Snake just fired there. He does that for a reason, to make sure we get an alert. And the guy that walks, that you saw there, walks away for a bit, so Snake gets time to defuse this bomb. And because you fired the shot up there, everybody's gonna be up there now for a little while. They always just come for the sound. It's really funny how you can mess with guards in this game.
I feel I've either done it early or I took too long, because I'm the uncle.
A bit slower than normal maybe, but it's fine. You can always be on caution here. This is a pretty tricky part. There's gonna be a guard on the top of this staircase. Snake is gonna want to have to roll into him. At least not get kicked, and that was good. He didn't get kicked, so that's the best. That's the best thing. Just don't get kicked. That's all you want in situations like that. Yeah, making our way up to the Strut E roof to dispose of another bomb.
Yeah, so there's two, obviously, we like to get the alert in Strut D. There's two. One is the basic, the distraction. Second of all, this section removes the alert. So, it makes it back to
here we're just gonna defuse the bomb under this plane, and let's see how Snake does this. Snake isn't used to the coolant rise yet, and which is fine. Coolant rise is a little trick you can do in this game. I'm just gonna explain it. That's the reason you want to have like your menuing to previous, because you want to be able to go to coolant or like another weapon on previous with one touch of a button. And basically, what you do once you use coolant and you're on the floor in prone, and you press X to get up again, you can basically switch to the previous weapon, and that will make the standing up animation like 2 seconds faster every time. Yeah, it's just a big time save because you're gonna do some crouching in this game and some prone, some crawling. So yeah, incredible time save. Here Snake is just gonna walk a certain line to avoid some mines. He got hit by one. Unfortunately, it's all fine. It's all good. Still got through there in decent pace. Shoot this guy, because he's always gonna be in your way, so you just want to take care of him. And Snake is going for the M9 here.
Pro strat would be not to get the M9.
M9 is exactly what Snake said. It's just a safer strat, especially when you start out running this game. It's a very safe strat. I would always recommend people do this when you start out playing this game, because it's just a very handy tool to have, the M9. Cartwheel into this guy, jump over this fence, and he's gonna defuse a bomb here. He's not gonna destroy. And if I'm correct, that's bomb number 3. Now we have only 3 more bombs to go for now. So we're just gonna make our way to strut A again. We started out. Now this is a tricky part as well. Snake is just gonna try and trank some guards that are not here at the moment because he's in evasion. Usually there's guards at the top of those stairs.
So what I will explain now is I will take a death here now. If you go into strut A, come through alert, you'll apparently to death.
Yeah, because he's gonna take probably that, because you're gonna have to defuse a bomb in here. It's a pretty slow bomb.
Okay.
You have to crawl under some stuff.
Right, what's wrong? Right.
And this is one of those areas where like coolant rise just makes an appearance again. It's a really like handy tool to have. This is also, I'll explain it when he gets back there. In strut A, you can actually defuse the bomb from like a backside where you could normally never reach the bomb, but you save a lot of time like doing that, because normally you would have to crawl even further. Now he just crawls like under like 3 pipes, but normally you would have to go even further. You would have to crawl under that 4th pipe as well. But now he just aligns his
Not happening, isn't it?
he just tries to align his knees with like the white line. That's what he tries. And once he does that, he's able to get the bomb from this side.
Someone's just said the stream volume's very low. Do you want me?
Yeah, maybe you could try and look into that. I'm still trying to look into if I can get my mic a bit louder, but
Jack?
Yeah, we're just looking into it at the moment. If you are able to boost half-baked a little bit, that would be great.
Do you want me to put my game sound up a bit louder because they said it's low?
Yeah, if you could boost that just a little bit, that'd be good. Thank you.
Okay.
How's my mic now? Is it a bit better now? Right. Well, to get back to this, we're on our way back to Strut now. After we did the bomb and Strut 8, and this bomb here is, well, this is one of the bombs. Especially when I was a kid, I couldn't find this bomb. It was very sneaky.
It's the first one I found.
As a kid, I couldn't find this bomb. I just remember so well.
There's plenty I didn't find, trust me.
Sorry to jump in a second, guys. SolidSnake, if you're able, sorry, if you can drop the game volume back down again, but if you are able to boost Half-Baked a little bit more, he's still really quiet on stream. Sorry, when you get a chance during the run.
I can just pause it.
Yeah, I don't know why that is though. It's very strange.
Try now because I've upped my desktop audio.
Yeah, I thought so. It's my mic acting up again, probably.
How is Half-Baked now, guys?
Yeah, maybe it's a bit better now. Commentator is good now. Thank you so much, guys. I'm just gonna explain here. I'm gonna go on from here. Snake just went into this room and he grabbed that sensor B first. And the reason he does that is because first it's faster. That's obviously the reason. But another reason is he's gonna get another codec call. And usually when you disarm this bomb first and you pick up the sensor, then you're gonna get that codec call on the sensor. And now he's gonna get it. At the moment he's gonna enter this next area, he's gonna get a codec call now, and normally you'll get that at the sensor. So that's the whole reason you do that. It's just a bit faster. And I'm glad to hear, I'm glad to see in chat that I'm a bit more hearable now. Thank you guys and gals. We're on our way back to well, Strut A again. We're gonna have to go through to the roof, and what Snake is doing here is just basically cartwheeling over grids again. That's a recurring topic in this game. You want to cartwheel over parts of the floor that will normally give your sound away. So
that was like judgment, bro. I should have just shot him first. Cartwheeling into him, rather than having to aim for the head, shoot them and knock them over. That will knock them out straight away.
exactly, Snake. On very easy difficulty, it's just a one shot to the body, but any difficulty higher than that, it's just like Snake said, you want to get that body shot off and then be close to him, so you can cartwheel into him, so he gets like stunned immediately. Snake is now just going down the elevator and gonna find the last bomb, one of the last bombs that Mr. Fat Man has placed there. And I'm not trying to be rude here. He's actually called Fat Man, so bear with me. Grab the ration here. He's grabbing that ration just for a strat he's gonna do after this. There's a little strat for this as well. He's gonna defuse this bomb, and basically what you want to do here is just get as close as you can to this ship it's under, or I don't know what it is. It seems like a submarine or something. I have no idea what it is. and that way you don't have to crouch. You can just easily disarm this bomb. What you don't want to happen is that you fall into that water, because if you fall into that water, it's gonna cost you, yeah, up to 7 to 10 seconds. Next up, we're getting into the fortune fight, and yeah, it's basically, it's actually not a fight. It's more of an auto-scroller. It is. Snake is gonna take a hit here. He's doing a setup with the punches and the crouch, basically for her to hit him. So this auto-scroller goes a bit faster. It's a pretty weird strat. The first time I saw this strat, I was like, well, I don't want to get hit here. if it's gonna save me time, why not? So he took the hit. Now he's just gonna prone here in the right bottom of the screen. Just wait for Fortune to let her rage go, because she is an angry girl at the moment. This is probably a very good time. If there are donations, this is probably a very good time.
I had a bit of panic there when she hit me again. I was like, oh no, what's gonna happen here? But we got away.
Yeah. That's what I said earlier when we discussed this. You basically want to make sure she hits that first barrel on the right side as well, so she doesn't shoot at you anymore. But yeah, I don't know if it actually saves time, but it's just to make sure she doesn't start shooting at you. Okay, we're back on the roof, and now we're gonna have a little tricky like dodge. Snake's gonna wanna have to pick the chaff grenades up here. And ideally you don't want to get hit by that claymore, but if you get hit, it's not a big deal. You'll just lose a bit of health and you'll move on. But you do want to get those chaff grenades, because you are going to need them. And now we're just gonna and now we're just gonna make our way back to Strut E, where Mr. Fatman is waiting for us. It still cracks me up to this day that you could actually call like a bad guy in a game Fatman. It's kind of funny still.
I love how everyone's coming out like, oh, it's because I think it is factual. The people that are saying it's after a World War like nuke. Someone in chat saying it's because it liked ice cream. I like that explanation better.
I do too, mate, for sure. Well, like I said, there are strats for these bridges. Obviously, there's like certain patterns you can walk and run to make sure guards don't spot you. But for every difficulty, it's different strats. It's especially like on very easy difficulties, that sort of difficulty easy. Like alerts don't carry over, so you're not gonna be very worried about that. But on normal, for example, difficulty Snake's playing right now, you just want to make sure that sometimes you take an alert, sometimes you don't. It's pretty optimized. Well, now we get into the Fat Man fight, and this fight is always pretty good. Gonna defuse a bomb here, and then wait for Mr. Fatman to come towards us while we defuse another bomb. Shoot him down, give him a headshot, wait, take the shot, the second headshot. You have to wait for a moment, otherwise he gets iframes. Like, you see Snake pausing for a little bit after his first shot to the head when he falls down. That's just for the iframes, otherwise he gets iframes and you don't do damage or, like, yeah, anything. he's being a bit mean now. He's just skating very fast at this moment. Basically, what you want to do is just chase him as fast as possible, so you can, just keep knocking him down, so he doesn't have like the chance to put more bombs on the walls or on the what are it, containers or something. Yeah, like that, exactly. Alright. Now, Mr. Fatman is gonna leave a little surprise for us. And he's sitting on it with his muscular body.
2 boss fights at Fortune. First 2 boss fights have been a bit sketchy, but I'll take them on.
Still, like I said, the Fortune fight is it's not really a fight; it's an auto scroller. So that's it's pretty good. You know, that there is actually a strat to speed it up a little bit. And for this fight, you know, it's just a shame he ran away a bit from you. But other than that,
Messed up this.
yeah.
Can't be perfect everywhere.
Dude, I'm never perfect in a run. Let me tell you that. Well, anyway, this is a lot of cutscene skipping, and yeah, there's not much to say about that other than mash fast and make sure you hit. For codec calls, you can actually just hit like triangle twice, and it will skip the whole call. But you have to time it right, because otherwise it will just stay on on the same page of the codec call already was. So that's a bit annoying.
We said this in practice. All Xbox buttons by PlayStation.
Yeah, every time. I'm so used to PlayStation, I don't know Xbox buttons by head, to be fair. So I always talk in.
When he says triangle, he means Y. Just for anyone
yeah,
that wondered.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's that's just me. I've played this game so much on a PlayStation or PlayStation controller. It's so hard for me to make that adjustment through controllers. Anyway, we're just making our way back now because our friend the ninja told us we need to get to a shell core, the shell core 1. So what we're doing now is getting an AK because she gave us a body armor, and we're gonna be incognito, so to speak. We're gonna go into shell core 1 and be one of the enemies for a while. And that's why you need the AK from here to make the get-up look real, so to speak. Going to throw a chaff here, and it's basically only for one reason. There's gonna be ciphers here, and ciphers are like electronical cameras that fly around and try and shoot you off this bridge if you don't use a chaff grenade. If they spot you on this bridge, you'll fall through that hole, and it's gonna be a death every time. Now, arrived at the shell core 1, get another codec call. This game is littered with it. So, like I said at the beginning of this run, mashing and spamming buttons. It's a big part of this game, especially on console. Okay, going down the B2 computer room, and basically what you want to do here is just get in as fast as possible and get the directional microphone, because you're gonna need it to locate someone by the name of Ames. Snake took a safe strat here, and I get why he did that. You can run like sort of through those 2 guards. There's like a little gap in between of them. You can run past them, but it's so risky. And if you touch one of those guards, your body armor is gone, or your bodyguard disguise is gone, and you'll have to you'll get an alert, and you'll probably die in that in that room because there's a lot of guards there. For this is a little fun strat. He's gonna make the guard go over there by knocking.
That's
He's
me
just
not getting used to unequip.
Yep.
Told you I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
Going to previous, so I just went to grab him and chucked a chaff, which kind of like.
Yeah, well, he still managed to pull it off. The strat here is, he basically did the strat all right. You want to just knock on the wall and let that guard come towards you, so you don't have to drag him all the way over there. So, to do the eye scan to open this door, don't forget to go back into your disguise. And over here, we're just gonna try and find Ames. And Ames is pretty easily recognizable. You could do it by this with a directional microphone like the vanilla way, and just yeah, listen to his heartbeat, because Ames has a pacemaker, so you could hear a little beep in his heartbeat. But you can always just look for his hairstyle as well, because he's the only one in there that has like a brownish tint of hair with that length. So that's usually my cue to look for. And now we're just skipping through some cutscenes, codex again. Equipping the AK so the guard doesn't spot us. And then yeah, we get figured out as after all that we still get figured out by the enemy. So we're just gonna have to leave Shellcore 1 now. And for this, you just wanna trank this guard. Get to the elevator real quick. Make your way down to the first floor again. And there's a funny thing about elevators in this game. All the elevators basically work like this. You only have to press up. Every elevator in this game, you press up and you confirm with the confirm button, which whatever that is on the Xbox. And you're just good to go with every elevator. This room is very hard to get out of, and the reason why, even if Snake wasn't on caution, there's still gonna be a lot of guards out there, so that's probably one of the hardest rooms to get out of. This is basically same strat as on the way here. You just chuck a chaff, sorry, and you're good to go. And now we're just making our way back to the Strut F warehouse to get ourselves a little present again, because there are some presents in this warehouse, and we're getting a sniper rifle this time. And that's, yeah, like I said, that's the risk of when you run past like those especially those tactical guards, those attack team guards. They will kick you. They will always kick you if you get too close. And even if you roll into them, 9 out of 10 times they will still kick you if you don't time your roll well enough for your cartwheel.
Yeah, the ones on the second trip, well, the third trip, Strut F, worst one. They even have like head cut.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't know why they took head gear.
So we're back at Strut D now, and Snake is still getting kicked, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
And now we're gonna have to defuse some bombs again, but this time we're doing it with a sniper rifle. We're gonna shoot some sensors, some Semtech sensors with like a sniper rifle.
Right.
And basically what you want to do is position yourself like a little bit on the right side on the top of the stairs, so you have like the best view, to be fair. And there's 10 of those sensors in total. And there's a couple of sneaky ones. Like, these are pretty straightforward, but this is one of the sneakier ones that's on top of this cipher. And if you don't hit it well enough, the whole place just explodes if you kill the cipher, for example. A couple of ones down there, and there's one behind this cheeky little flag. And the cheekiest one is behind you. The most obvious one.
Yeah, it was always going to be the most obvious one.
Okay, now we get into this fight, and this is probably, in my opinion, this is probably the hardest fight of the game to get like good, hairier fights.
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
For hairier fights, you have a couple of strats, but we're just gonna try and explain it while Snake goes, but it's hard to explain. Basically, you want to pick up the stinger immediately. You want to equip to your stinger, and then when he flies in, you want to have 3 shots on him. See, it's very tight, and then turn around, get the 4th shot on him. Once you do that, he's gonna be here, and he's gonna start flying at you with like his machine gun out, so to speak. Or he can throw rockets at you. It's either the machine gun or the rockets. And once he starts spamming rockets at you, that's why Snake jumped down there. He was just doing that to make safe, because if it are rockets, you want to get out of the way from them, or else obviously you're gonna take damage. It's gonna cost time. In an ideal situation, this guy doesn't fly around like this. He doesn't end up doing this little. As you saw, Snake went into a little cutscene. Ideally, it's gonna be on the other side and not above that roof he was just over. Ideally, it's gonna be on the roof opposite to him. That's how you're gonna pull off some extra shots during that cutscene, so to speak. This is why I said this fight is probably the most hardest to master, because it's very tight. You have to be very tight on your timing. Just using the little, I call them silos for cover, so rockets can't hit him. And that's actually a good part about this, this boss. If you start running out of ammo, you start running out of rations. 9 out of 10 times, Snake will just chuck you some rations or some ammo, so you won't really have to worry about it. I must say, Solid is being very mean tonight.
Yeah, that was wasn't it? Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing with this fight. It's just really tight to pull off this fight. And
Because Snake didn't chuck me any off. I didn't think I was getting that jump then.
nice, he did get the leap of faith. You could do that section. You could do it like in 2 ways. You could just go to the right and just walk that pipe with like the bird poo on it. So make sure you don't slip on the bird poo if you do that. And you could do what Snake just did, and that's just basically called a leap of faith. No, not much to be said about it. You just saw what he did, and if you time it right, it works every time. Well, this little part, you just want to make sure those guards are gone, because you're gonna go into hanging mode in here, and if those guards are there, even if you're in hanging mode, they will always spot you and just shoot you down from like the ridge. So
And the cipher.
Yeah, exactly. Very fun when you get an alert here. Now over here, Snake is drinking this guy just to make sure he doesn't get an alert here as well. Because if you do get an alert here, same as what Snake said earlier, you're gonna get like a cipher, like a little flying annoying bastard. So yeah, that's not what you want, especially not at this part, because one shot and you're off this ridge again. If you're on ridges or you're in hanging mode and you get shot by a cipher, especially, you always fall down in one shot, always. Now over here, we're gonna meet some of the ciphers we were just talking about. So Snake is just gonna get his AK out here and blast these ciphers. You could throw a chaff here, but I know Snake is saving his chaffs for inconvenient situations. So this part you don't really need to use the chaff. You could also just use your AK. Now we get a little cutscene while we're just spy on Olga a bit, listen to some conversations she's having.
Yeah. The next bit is just this bit's probably, I think boring's harsh word to use on it, but it's probably the least like strap one. Yeah. You don't have the risk of guards catching you. But just basic saving resident electrified floor.
Yeah. What Snake is doing now, he's just going to get a Nikita launcher so he can actually get to the president. Because you need a Nikita launcher to get rid of a circuit board that's inside of the president's chamber that he's being held in. So he's just going to swim through this little area and get the Nikita launcher. We'll have to come back here later, but for now we just have to get the Nikita launcher and get back to the elevator we came here. And those are bombs, if anyone didn't notice, because as a kid I didn't really notice that those were bombs. They looked so weird to me. I was just like, what has that? But apparently they are torpedoes, I've been told, so yeah, okay. Oh yeah, a little thing about elevators as well. You always wanna, I forgot to mention that, you always wanna, when you go and call for an elevator, you always wanna press it twice just to make sure it comes faster.
Just laughing at some of the comments there. How many members of the MGS speedrunning community are named Snake in some manner? And someone said 8 but 5 were killed to make the rest.
Yeah, he is very correct though. He has knowledge. Yes, he has the knowledge about the Metal Gear. What you see Snake doing here right now is just what I said. He's just gonna take out the circuit board now, and there's multiple vents you could shoot this Nikita through. This is just the fastest because this is closest by.
Not the fastest obviously when you miss the camera shot 6 times off.
But it is the fastest. Let me say that. Yeah, like I said, there's multiple vents you could shoot that Nikita from. It doesn't really matter, to be fair, but this room is particularly just the fastest. Like Snake said, if you shoot the cameras down properly.
Yeah, I have the same conversion rate as the football teams.
That's right.
And now we're just skipping some cutscenes again, and the president basically tells you where Emma is.
This is card 4.
So
Now I'm going to explain what happened because, like I said, Snake didn't drop me enough ammo. I need to go in here and get gifting ammo if I can do strat.
Yeah, because at the next boss coming up, he's coming up very soon. Snake is gonna do like a little strat with his stinger, where he basically one cycles Vamp.
Don't put the pressure on like that. Come on.
Oh, you can do it, son. You know it.
I took these.
Come on now.
He could have said, "I'll attempt to do the strat."
All right. Snake is gonna attempt to one cycle Vamp.
That's better.
But anyway, yeah. For now, it's just like this part, like Snake said, it's not very interesting in the run-wise because you're just mashing to a whole lot of cutscenes and codec calls, and after that, you're running towards an elevator to get Emma. The only real interesting part in this, well, it's interesting to see the strat, but the fight is so short actually that it's not really fun. But Vamp is the only real fun part about this area, in my opinion.
In like the casual playthrough, yeah, you go along with it.
Yeah.
On the speedrun, it's very quick, so.
Yeah, exactly.
What we'll
Speedrun.
explain here is if you watch a lot of the excellent MGS speedrunners, they will do a swim glitch here, but I haven't mastered it. It seems very precise. Tutorials make it look very easy, but I just can't do it.
Basically, what Snake mentioned there, the swim glitch, is you enter the water and there's like a little portion of the wall you could swim into, and that makes you like go out of bounds. And as soon as you go out of bounds, you can basically reach the next area and the door where, well, the boss is in Vamp. You could reach that door without having to go through this area, for example.
I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure it skips the codec call with Snake Protocol, is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, I can't remember. So this codec call that would skip.
Yeah, you don't have to listen to this codec call. Exactly. Very good.
It saves around 15 to 20 seconds from what I've seen.
Yeah, if you do a fast swim glitch, you could save up to like 20 seconds for sure. Well, we're at Vamp now, and like I said, Snake's gonna get his stinger out. And
God, I did it perfectly. God.
he did that like a charm, didn't he, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh God.
Like I said. And basically this strat is, it's a very easy concept. Basically all you have to do is you sort of aim at Vamp's feet, and the ricochet of the stinger, because the stinger is hitting the water under Vamp basically, and that ricochet is hitting Vamp, and you basically want to like stun lock him in a way that there's like a cue for it. Once his health bar starts like dropping, you can actually get in a second shot every time like the health bar is at a certain position, and that's usually the cue I look for. But you could also do it in a certain rhythm if you
So
prefer
yeah,
that.
that's actually the first time I pulled that strat off perfectly in a run. So GG's on
GG, man.
But what
GG.
I will just explain for people that know the HD collection on PS3, that strat is slightly different, as it caught for some reason on the PS3 version causes a bit of a lag doing that.
A bit.
A bit, okay. So it is a bit of an annoyance that it makes it lag, but at the same time, it also helps sort of time the shots. So the timing on the shots is supposed to be when you start to see Vamp's health bar go red, so that take it damage.
Yeah.
So on PS3, it's easier to sort of time it.
I remember my brother.
The lag sort of section. It takes a bit of time.
Yeah, the visual cue is a bit more clear on PS3 because of the lag. But like I said, if you get a rhythm down, especially on PC or like Xbox version of HD collection, it's sort of like a rhythm. It's once you get a feeling for it, it's not that hard. Like Snake just showed, it's pretty easy. Well done, Snake. Yeah, this part of the run is just basically we get Emma and we yeah, we're just basically a babysitter at this moment. We're just guiding Emma through through parts of this yeah,
That noisy.
this shell core, back to the elevator and back back to her brother and Snake. Because Mr. Otacon is actually Emma's brother, for people that didn't know. I think most people will know that. So yeah, another great time to do some, what do you say, donations? If there are any, because this part is basically just swimming back.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a couple of donations come in. We have $5 from Nox Gaming, who says, "Good luck on the run, Snake!" And we also have a $15 anonymous donation, who says, "Donating during one of my favorite games ever. Good luck, Snake. Fish and mailed." And if we got some time, I just want to let everyone know that you are currently watching the United Kingdom Speedrunner Gathering Summer 2021. This is the last run of day one that you're currently watching. And we'd like to thank ESA for supporting this marathon. Besides providing us with their channel for streaming, they are sharing gear, technical assistance, and sponsors. Be sure to check out ESA's next event, which is ESA Summer 2021, which is happening from the 24th to the 31st of July.
Freeze.
All right. Well, with that being said, and some nice donations there, that's got to be said as well.
So much for the
You saw Snake grab Emma in a like pretty uncomfortable way, and the reason he does that is because Emma's afraid of those bugs. So if you just try to drag her down here on her hand, she's just gonna be scared and walk away, and that's gonna cost time. So that's why we basically force her against her will a bit. It's not very nice, I know, but yeah, it's got to be done. Yeah, in the purpose of speed, so to speak.
Freeze.
Now, for now,
Can't
you
say
just wanna-
over being kind, okay?
for now, you just want to make sure that you take out these guards while you go. There's multiple strats to do this. Snake is just ranking them to be a bit safer and a bit more quiet. You could also just kill these guards if you want to be a bit faster, but this is probably the best strat to do it if you want to do it like safely. And this guard is, yeah, he's very blind, as you guys can see. That guy was very blind. It's just it's funny. You have a couple of those guards in the game that you can just walk past and they won't even notice you. It's pretty funny. Now over here, I already saw Snake shooting some ciphers. That's what you want to do. You want to take out a couple of ciphers, clear sort of a path for yourself and Emma. Snake shot that guard just to be safe. You don't actually have to shoot him, but you can just to be safe. And now you only have to like sort of spray this right side of the fire, because if you have like one side free, it's more than enough. As you can see, you can just squeeze right through with Emma. No worries there. And yeah.
I just killed him for the sport. As Liquid said to her, Snake in MGS1, you enjoy all the killing, that's why.
Nasty Liquid. Now, another, two guard tranks, basically. And, yeah, like I said, there's not much to talk about here at all. It's basically just make sure you don't get spotted too much, especially when you're with Emma. It's just a time loss when you get spotted.
Especially when we took her health down quite a bit, obviously, by doing the win bit where we didn't go up to regain her O2.
Yeah.
It's quicker.
Yeah, that's maybe something I could have explained during that swimming part. That Emma has like a little health bar, obviously, but she has her name under it, and the letter A. As long as the health bar stays above the letter A, you're fine with her. But if it drops below that letter A, she's basically gonna start moaning that she's tired, that she isn't feeling well, and that's gonna slow things down as well. Now we've entered this. Yeah, this is what I like to call a bit of an auto scroller. It's not really, but you just basically want to get your thermal goggles out. You want to take down some of these claymores. There's like 7 in total, I think, 7 or 8. You want to take down these claymores, especially the first one before Emma reaches them, because otherwise it's just instant game over, obviously. And yeah. Not really much to say about this part other than just take out the guards as they pop up. And yeah, there's one little trick to speed this up a little bit. You want to make sure you don't look at Emma too much down your scope, because if you look at her down your scope, she's gonna like walk slower, sit down from time to time, that sort of stuff. So you just want to make sure you stay out of that scope as much as possible. And yeah, like, other than that, if you really get into trouble here, you could always ask Snake to help you, because you can actually call Snake in this bit and he will help you snipe. But yeah, like I said, for speedrunning purposes, you don't want to do that. You don't want to start calling Snake, obviously, because that's gonna cost time. Yeah, and other than that, yeah, pretty straightforward. Not a lot, not a lot to talk about here, unfortunately.
It's just a case of walking. One thing I will say is, kind of the best thing to talk about here probably would be the differences. Very easy. Snake will call you straight away, and he can help you straight away.
Yeah.
Also on very easy, there's no claymores, so you don't have to worry about them. And on a higher difficulty, again, Snake will call later to be able to help you, and some of the claymores, there's more of them. I think it's only on European. Might just be. I know there's a T.
Yeah, I know there's some extra stuff on the European extreme difficulty, that's for sure. I don't know how hard is not that different, like with claymores and stuff, but the guards are just a bit more aggressive. But with placement of like bombs and that sort of stuff, it's not different, I think. But European extreme adds some extra spice to the game, as you know.
All I'll say is keep those to people with speed on European extreme.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. Yeah, and a little, yeah, maybe a little fun thing to talk about here is, yeah, you could just keep spamming your sniper ammo here, because every time you get under 20 bullets, I believe, just another ammo pack just spawns in front of you. So yeah, it's pretty easy, to be fair. I don't know if that's the case on European Extreme. I do know that on basically every other difficulty that's the case. Soldiers are not random. I see your question there, Luciano. They're not random. They always pop out at the same time at the same locations.
I think they change on.
Yeah, difficulty they change, but like I said, the pattern is always the same. So on normal, the pattern is always the same. On very easy, the pattern is always the same. That sort of stuff. Same goes for the ciphers, by the way. The ciphers always pop up at the same areas.
That's while we're going through this bit, I thought I would give you guys a little update on one of the bid wars that we have going on, or one of the incentives, I should say. Rather timely, we had an incentive for Metal Gear Solid All Bosses to save Meryl during the race. This is the race that's coming up on the final day between Nick RP Green and House Test, and I'm pleased to confirm that that incentive has now been met. So they will be saving Meryl. However, we do still have a bid war open for the Elder Scrolls 3 in order to name one of the characters. And at the moment, it looks like Tiny Tim 78 is winning that with $25 to Windy Morris 10 and Amooks' 5. So still plenty of time to influence that particular bid war.
All right, that sounds.
I'm looking forward to hearing the button mashing from Nick and Cortez.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say it's gonna be very interesting to see Meryl being saved on speedruns, because I can't remember the last time I saw that, to be fair. Yeah, for now it's just yeah, this is just waiting, and now after this Vamp is gonna pop up, and yeah, it's gonna be a real creep towards Emma, and it's not nice. It's just, it always makes me feel a bit sad, this part, to be fair. And basically what you want to do is just, yeah, get the headshots in as quickly as possible on normal. Because you don't, preferably on normal difficulty, you don't want to hit Emma, because she's already getting damaged by like the knife from Vamp. On very easy, you would just tilt your stick a bit to the left and let go of your fucking button. I'm sorry for the words, but that's just how I say it, and that's always such a strat on very easy. You just yeah, it's just like a machine gun at that point, the sniper. It's ridiculous.
I think it was more me that butchered his name. He told me off the other day, and I've completely forgotten to do what he told me to do the other day. So I don't think it was me.
Butchering Twitch names, it's all in a
Part of the job.
In a streamer's day, right? Anyway, like I said, Snake saved some chaff grenades for this part. You can see he just takes down some of these, what do you call them, ciphers as well for security, but he could, one chaff is enough for this part, and just the cartwheels over the, over the shell.
Ooh, the inspiration was from Deadmau5. Love it.
Back up the elevator again, and yeah.
Yeah, this is all just skipping. Yeah, actually.
Jack?
We didn't see anything, did we? Yeah, the cutscene.
That was a very good skip of cutscenes for sure. And yeah, this part of the game is, again, there's not a lot to tell at this moment. It's just cutscenes, and this part, you're supposed to get tortured here, but actually you don't have to mash it all.
Yeah, it's free. I'll show you.
Snake will demonstrate exactly. It's absolutely free, this part. You don't have to do anything. It's just, you just wait basically for your air to run out. It's pretty funny. Snake not playing Resi games.
I feel so lied to from when I played this.
There is another sequence like this later on in the game, and that part you actually have to mash, and Snake has a funny story from European Extreme about that. Tell him, Snake.
Oh,
People
yeah.
so
it'll be better for me to explain when you guidance.
Oh god. Alright.
There you go. So, on European Extreme, after you beat Metal Gear Rage, you have to get tortured by Solidus again. On all the other modes after that, your health goes back to the top when you fight Solidus on top of Metal Gear, but not on European Extreme. And when I played through it, he took my health bar right at the edge of L, so basically 1 frame from dying. Imagine fighting the last boss with, on the hardest difficulty, with not being allowed to hit. Yes, it wasn't the most fun experience, and let's just say there was
I watched that and I can honestly say I felt his pain. Well, this we're out of the torture chamber now, and as you can see, Raiden is a bit naked. And it's actually funny on harder difficulties. If you stay in this hangar too long, you can actually catch a cold, and it's pretty funny. And Raiden starts sneezing, and you alert guards and stuff. But we're obviously not gonna stay long enough for Raiden to catch a cold. Like you see, it's pretty straightforward. You can just wait for the guards and just pass them. There are some fast strats for this certain room. You can also just go over the top and cartwheel over an open gap, so to speak. And that will make this a bit faster. But all in all, you don't lose a lot of time if you do it like this. Now we're in the ascending column, and basically you're just gonna get a couple of codec calls here again, and Colonel's gonna be a bit weird against you because Colonel is I don't know. He's probably drank a bit too much or something. I don't know what happened to him. He's not himself at the moment. Let's just say that.
Yeah, so he glitches out a little bit because of the virus that, like Snake was saying, the virus that Emma put in. Basically, is part of AI. The AI. This is the AI playing up. Yeah, he says some weird things. So if you play through it casually and you listen to everyone and even call them a few. There's some funny comments. One of them, he says that you've been playing the game long enough. Don't you have anything else to do with your time?
Yeah.
And then another one, he does say, this one's quite funny, but he says he's tired of watching you do it. He'll do the rest, and you can just go home.
Sorry.
Yeah. Classic Colonel lines.
Move
GW
right.
lines, I must say, because GW is actually the one talking. This little part here, you'll get the knife from Snake. The knife, I must say, katana. It's basically a katana.
Love this.
Yeah, let's get chased by Snake. Hell yeah! What are you thinking? Damn kid. Basically, the one thing I want to explain about this is when you get your knife or your katana, as soon as you get the possibility to make a swing, you swing, because that first swing is gonna set off a timer, and the timer is about 45 seconds. You can't see the timer, obviously, it's an invisible timer, but once you hit that first swing, the timer starts, and yeah, you can mess around with Snake a bit and just have some fun.
Probably.
No, you have to wake him up now.
But we'll take his dog tag. SolidSnake's dog tag, there we go. That's gonna have wasted time. Oh, he's gonna come up.
Imagine cartwheeling naked. Comment from the chat. Imagine cartwheeling naked without putting your hands on the floor. Imagine that. It's something I always wondered. How is he able to pull that off?
One might say it's a fairly ballsy move.
Got him.
Well, I will say it's a good job he does hands there, because otherwise we'd be breaking TOS playing this game.
For sure. Anyway, we're in this is what we call Tengu 1, because these guards are called Tengus. And you can do a little door skip here, and that's what Snake's gonna attempt now. And basically what you want to do is go into first person mode. You want to do a punch kick combo, and while you do that, you let go of your, see, he did it now. You let go of your like R1 button, and you hold your stick or your D-pad up towards the door, and that will make you skip past this scene. And normally you would have to kill all these guards here, or Snake would kill all the guards, whatever you want. this way you get to skip that. So good job on that, Snake, that you pulled that off. And yeah, now we're just basically all you want to do here is just kill these Tengus as fast as possible. And Snake is shooting as well. And yeah, Snake's performance in this part is very random. Snake could be an absolute beast in this part, but he could also fail horribly. Sometimes he gets in your way, he gets in front of your stingers. Basically, all you want to do here, if it goes right, you want to aim at one of those entrances that Snake is already aiming at. And you just want to spam like stinger missiles in it. So,
it's not going very well right now.
Yeah. That's the thing with this part. Sometimes it's very random, and the spawns are very random as well, because there can only be, I think, 3 or 4 Tengus at one moment. And you basically, want to kill them as fast as possible, but sometimes the spawns just differ. So yeah, it's very inconsistent. But I know on PC people use turbo for it, so they just put turbo on it, and yeah, that's it. They don't even have to mash. They just press the button once, and they start mashing stingers like a madman. Yeah, and other than that, again, there's not much to say about this part as well. It's just very straightforward. Just kill them as fast as possible. While you see Snake showing up his skills a bit, but there we go. I think it's about on normal. I think it's about 30 or 40 Tengus you have to kill, something like that. I don't know the exact numbers on that, but
Shoot stingers until it stops.
I heard that obviously like the person me and Snake learned this game from mostly is like D-Limes, a very good, very top runner. I think he's world record holder at this moment, and he makes awesome tutorials for this game. And
I think there's probably like 1 or 2 categories world record in, so that tells you his level of gameplay. He's a very good.
He's a very good runner.
His tutorials have helped me out massively. So anyone that is looking to get into solid speed running, honestly, check his tutorials out. Explains.
It was obvious the Patriots were among my ranks.
Like House Death has said, it's, only has like 170 world records. It's probably about right.
Now we're just arriving at the Metal Gear Ray fights, and Metal Gear Ray is it differs per difficulty again. On I know on European Extreme you get like 20 of those Metal Gear Rays. I know on normal you get about 6, and on lower difficulties you get 3, I believe, or 4, something like that. But basically you see them spew that blue stuff from their mouths. That's basically a cue for you to start shooting their mouths, because that will do the most damage for them. The vanilla strat is that you shoot one of their knees and you just open up their mouths and you shoot them. That's basically the vanilla strat, but it is a very fast strat also for like speedrun, because it does a lot of damage to them. And also you have to hold account for that these guys jump at you, so you want to cartwheel out of the way. That's something I forgot to tell in the beginning of this run. It's a very basic thing when you speedrun this game. You want to do cartwheels with Raiden, and with Snake you only want to roll downstairs or upstairs into cutscenes. But with Raiden you basically want to cartwheel as much as possible, because that gives you just that edge. You're just a bit faster. As you can see, the Rays are eating some stinger missiles. They're not enjoying themselves at all. Raiden's just happily cartwheeling around the rockets. again, other than what I just told you guys, those threads. Other than that, there's it's pretty straightforward. Just go as fast as you can. Also with this part, you're just gonna get stinger ammo. As you run out of stinger ammo, you're gonna get drops here. So don't worry about your ammo. Don't worry about any of that sort of stuff. These guys can be pretty mean.
Yeah, there's a specific strat you can follow. I've not got it down. I hope you get it down.
Yeah, I do know. Like I said, me myself, like I said, I've done some runs on this game, but I've done them on very easy for the routing. I only know the strat for that. I do know what you're supposed to do on normal, but it's a lot harder, to be fair. For example, on very easy, this fight would take, I think it takes about 7 to 8 seconds to do this fight on very easy. So yeah, just to give you guys an example how easy that actually is.
Could have been over. We got on very easy.
Yeah. But yeah, I do recommend it for everyone who wants to start out running this game. It is a very awesome game to run, except for like obviously the codec mashing and the cutscene mashing. Other than that, it does have a run. The run does have a flow to it, because the start of this run is just, you have to keep on going till the end, and at the end you get some breaks, you get some easier parts, some more relaxed parts, sort of. It does have a very nice flow to it, this game and this run. I think you agree to that, Snake?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Ah, nice. Very nice.
Are you awake yet,
Yeah,
Jack?
there's a bit of a trick to this that I figured out when I was a lot younger than I am now. I used to read a lot of like strategy guides on the internet, but if you look to either Metal Gear Ray or Snake,
I'll
just
squeeze
push
the
things a
answers
little
out of
bit
you
easier.
instead, my son.
Oh, is that so? I did not even know that. Snake is not really mashing here, as you can see.
What do you hope to hear?
She's taking it easy a bit. On normal, you can afford that, but on that's the thing we were talking about. On European Extreme, this part takes a long time.
On European Extreme, I'd probably be in tears right now.
Yeah, because it takes a long time, and you have to mash. You have to mash so fast. It's
Very there's a certain amount of time he does it for on each difficulty, I believe. And I think it's 50. I don't know. I'm lying. I'm guessing, but I know it's.
you're guessing off your past experience, your traumas.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's nearly a minute.
Yeah, I know that on European Extreme, it's a very long time, and it's it's heartbreaking if you don't get out of that sequence with enough health.
Well, yeah.
Because after this sequence, we're actually I'm gonna be fighting the final boss. So, and for this final boss, there are some strats Snake is doing here. He's just basically tried to get like insta knife swipes in, because that's what you can do here. And you can also punch to like stun him a bit. Basically, you just wanna that's what you basically want. What happened there? He's gonna shoot some rockets at you because of the spacing between you and him. If you have the spacing down, he will always shoot these rockets at you, and what Snake just did there, that was perfect. You get close to him while he does that, and you get some swipes in. And then, after you after you hit a certain health point of Solidus, the second part of the fight will start. There we go.
Good work, Jack.
Now he's gonna get rid of his tentacles, and now you would think the fight would become harder, but it actually becomes a lot more simple now, because all Snake has to do now is block.
Yeah,
Block at the right direction.
Yeah. Just to explain with the blocking, that move he just did there is the only one that you can block, where he literally two blades above his head and fights down. You can't block that.
Exactly.
The best one you want him to do is the elbow that you can do that.
Exactly. The elbow allows you to, like, the elbow is one like long hit, so you can interrupt it immediately, and that's a GG.
Yeah. So he's now dead. But it's not the end of the run, because the credits do go on for an
Do you
long
remember this
time.
place?
And they're unskippable.
Of course.
And they are part of
This
this
is where
run,
we first met.
decided
remember
by the
now.
wonderful Metal Gear Solid community, and I
Today is
don't
the
mean
day
that
I met
sarcastically at
you.
all. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me
That's
wrong.
it.
But
It was more
in my-
decided by Hideo, to be honest.
yeah, exactly. But in my opinion, that's one thing I do have to say about this run. I love this game. I love the Metal Gear Solid series, but for the run, this could have been avoided by just cutting this from the run. Just
think I
end
found something
the
to pass
timer
along
at
to the
Solidus,
What?
like final hit, sort of
He said
something
all
like that.
living things
That's just my
have
opinion.
Then we wouldn't get the
And-
beautiful music
Are you
at the end
talking
of
about
like
the baby?
every run.
Yeah.
Every run.
the music that gets your thoughts muted. Lovely.
It's up to us to teach them
But
to our
yeah,
children.
it is
What kind of thing?
very
Our
nice.
environment,
And
our
a GG to
ideas,
you, Snake.
our culture,
Very
Thank you so
well
much.
done.
Thank you so
poetry,
much. Yeah, that went well. Obviously,
sorrow,
looking back on the run,
joy.
obviously,
We'll
Effin
tell them
Astra
everything together.
wasn't good.
Is that a
And
proposal?
Olga and Fat Man was
This is
sketchy, but I think the rest of the run went pretty well.
Yeah. From what I've seen, it was a very solid run.
Getting the puns in again.
Yeah, well, during these cutscenes and credits, we need to try and entertain a bit. So yeah.
I've got a nice little hand roll now that's showing me a PS5 controller for some. So I'll say.
It's a sign.
Buy it, do it.
So just to confirm, the timer should still be running during this cutscene. That was what
Yeah,
was decided by the
and-
community, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the credits, the timer stops on the screen.
Ah. I mean, you've got to give it to wanting to see out Kojima's kind of vision for the game, I suppose. He does make them very cinematic.
He does, yeah. I like just a personal opinion, but I think Kojima will go down as the best gaming directors ever.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree. Definitely.
I think for a lot of games that we have these days, we can kind of trace back a lot of the amazing cinematics that we get to enjoy to Kojima's early work.
Yeah, and I think the biggest credit I can sort of pay him is these games are 20 years old and they still hold up. Still hold up. Massive.
Yeah, but that's the thing with this series. When I played this on PlayStation 2, like for the first time, this game was so ahead of its time with cutscenes, voice acting, music. Everything was just so professional, you know. And you didn't really have that in games before that. So exactly like our host just said, it was a kind of a break point, a breakthrough, so to speak.
I think like you even look at his latest game in Death Stranding, the certain aspects of Metal Gear Solid taken in that.
I've seen a lot about Death Stranding, but I've never played it, to be fair.
I played it and stopped about halfway through, and I need to go back to it. It's a lot of walking, which is what I'll say, but I need to know how it ends.
I did hear someone describe it as walking simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically a glorified mailman. That's basically what you are.
But it got Daryl Dixon in it, so.
It's still, it's like I said, it's still something really different, and that's basically Kojima's thing. He always wants to like innovate, and that's what I do like about it. So.
But yeah, you look at that as a big thing is actual actor doing the acting in a voice in a video game is quite different. Usually you have voice actors, have film actors, but or someone that's from film acting and the acting. I thought that was quite a big thing at the time.
Yeah, I get that for sure. It's obviously it's been done more now, but yeah, it's and still is. Gaming has become a lot bigger in that sense, and it's a nice thing, especially with if you look at Resident Evil games as well, like some of people mentioned in chat earlier. It's come a long way as well with like cinematics and that sort of stuff. So yeah, Kojima has like for me, Kojima has like a big part in that with games like these. Exactly like you said, they hold up so well still now. Yeah. Now it's just waiting for the score screen. That's all we're gonna do now. So people in chat entertain us as well.
One thing I will like to touch on is, well, not touch on, just get an opinion from both SolidSnake and Hudson. You're quite familiar with the series, but what's your favourite?
For me, honestly, I will never get enough of the original Metal Gear Solid. I remember getting my PlayStation. I must have been about 7 or 8 at the time, and the first time playing Metal Gear Solid, and just a whole different take on an action adventure game. Like, you know, the fact that you had to be stealthy, the fact that you could, like, you know, the knocking on the walls to kind of distract the guards. Like, these days it seems like such a simple mechanic, but back then it was, to my mind, it was mind-blowing, and I have such a love for that kind of nostalgia, that for me, I don't think anything will ever quite live up to that original. Even playing, you know, some of the more recent ones, it while it's cinematically it's incredible, it hasn't rekindled that original kind of feeling that I got the first time I saw Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I'd go along that. Metal Gear Solid. I always say, like, I'm always torn between Metal Gear Solid 1 and 3. But I think always I will touch, like, Metal Gear Solid way that no other game has before. And, yeah, and it was like, hey, it was such an amazing first time you played it. I remember playing the demo, and I think the demo ended at DARPA Chief, and I was just like, I want more of this.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, for me, it's always, like you said, Snake as well, it's always been like a battle between Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 3. It's so close, but for me, personally, the gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 3 is such an experience, and for people that haven't played it, I would honestly recommend it, because it's very good. It's more like a survival. It has like a survival sort of element to it as well, where you have to take care of yourself, eat, like treat your wounds, that sort of stuff. So that's just pretty. That's always something I really liked, but. Like our host said, the nostalgia of Metal Gear Solid 1 is just amazing, and like he said, the knocking and like mechanics like that, the footsteps the guards could see, that sort of stuff, that was just amazing for its time. I think I was about 8 or 9 at the time as well when I played it, so yeah, it was just great.
Yeah, I think another thing I would touch on as well, because I feel like I kind of undersold Metal Gear Solid 3 there. The fact that someone told me it came out in 2004 shocks me. Like, there's no way that game is a 2004 game, and it's like another game that did something new that you hadn't seen before. The way you had to hunt animals to like bring your stamina up, and if you didn't, your aim was going all over the screen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Amazing.
he had like the stress level and or the stamina level. If that went too low, exactly like you said, you became very inaccurate with your shots.
Okay,
Oh
stop
yeah,
timer.
oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
it's
This
a
is
PB. It's a PB.
Hey.
GG, dude. GG.
Oi.
PB on an event.
13
GG.
seconds. 13-second PB. Take it. We'll take it.
Congratulations.
But yeah, it was a really good run.
I
And
just want to say something about that last little part because a lot of people don't know that. I'm just gonna say it real quick. Normally, when that logo pops up, you get a little phone call between Snake and Otacon. But like you saw, Snake skipped it, and a lot of people don't know that you can actually skip it, and that can save you just enough time to get a PB like this. So
I think it's 4 seconds off moving me up a place, so I'm gonna have to play it again, obviously.
well, GG, dude.
But yeah, that was a really good run. So, and I'd like to say thank you to everyone that watched, donated, and thank you for having me on this show. It's been an amazing experience.
Yeah, and I like to thank everybody as well. I hope I didn't talk your ears off. I probably did because this game is this game series. I have a lot of passion for it, and just thanks everyone for being here and supporting Snake.
An absolutely fantastic run. SolidSnake, thank you so much for closing day one of UKSG Summer 2021 with that incredible run and a brand new PB. Congratulations on that as well. And also, Halfbait, thank you for coming along, doing some excellent commentary and explaining so much during that run as well. We're going to go to a quick intermission and we'll have a little look at what's up next. So we'll be right back.